he freed at some point in time today?
Freed is a relative term, Shauna. He was pulled back a little bit to a more comfortable position where he was in more of a horizontal position, but there was still 16 feet of that tight tunnel he was stuck in for him to get out of before he would be truly freed and be able to leave the cave. Now, a piece of equipment broke at that time. He has since slid back into that original position with his head down at a 60 or 70 degree angle, so a very uncomfortable spot, and rescuers very worried tonight. The sun came and went Wednesday, and the Utah County Search and Rescue Team still surrounded the mouth of Nutty Putty Cave. Inside, 26-year-old John Jones had been stuck since 9 o'clock Tuesday night.
Being stuck in that position for going on 23 hours now makes it very difficult for him.
Only a single rescuer can get in the space called Bob's Push, an area only 18 inches wide and maybe 10 inches high. Jones' brother saw him enter the passage while they explored.
He'd worked himself face forward through a series of tight passes, and he'd gotten himself to a point where he couldn't back up.
It's now been about 22 hours since John Jones became stuck in that hole inside the cave. Just recently, they've been trying to figure out a way to have him communicate with his family by radio.
Want to have the family have a chance to talk to him, sort of boost his spirits a bit.
Rescuers say Jones is exhausted. They were able to pull him to a more comfortable position for a short period of time and even provided him with food and water. But then equipment failed, and they were back to where they started.
Still far from being a recovery. It's a rescue. But the longer it goes, obviously, the more concern there is.
And tonight they are using every tool available to them, including some pneumatic tools, some air-driven tools, to try to make that hole larger, get perhaps an extra rescuer in there closer to him, maybe get a rope on him and get him back out of that tunnel, at least to a more comfortable position. What they're really worried about, though, as he gets more tired, he's in that awful position down there, he will be unable to help them with his own rescue, and that's something they really need from him right now. They need him to put some effort into it and maybe get himself out, but he is exhausted is what they're telling us. Back to you, Mark and Sean.
Now, Fields, earlier today, we all thought he'd be out by now. Are they worried? Are they starting to get a little bit worried about all this?
They're very worried about him. He's in the cave, and it's quite comfortable in this particular cave, we're told. The temperature is somewhere around 68 degrees, but you're still in a very uncomfortable position. In fact, Sergeant Spencer Cannon described it like this. As you're going through that, you have one arm up, one arm down, and this man is about my size. He's around 190, 200 pounds and 6 feet tall, so a very large guy, and he's in this space only 18 inches wide. So very difficult. He can't move at all, and after a while, the muscles are going to cramp up, and he just won't be able to move and help rescuers get him out of there.
Man.
No, it's a tough situation, and time, of course, of the essence. We hoping for a good outcome to this.